So my first company was Exos. It was named for exoskeleton because we made exoskeletons initially to control robots in research, and then we made medical products, and then we ultimately decided to go into interactive entertainment and take our force feedback technology and make a joystick for the PC. And when we did that, we had a choice. How do we go to market? And we're a small startup that has funded and has some government grants. And we had a choice. Should we raise $10 million to go buy inventory? Should we sell ourselves or do a deal with somebody else? And we met a company whose founder was 65, who was one of the leading joystick manufacturers at the time, who claimed he wanted to sell. So with one of my advisors, I went and raised money from a large bank in New York to buy him, and put his son-in-law, who was in charge of his company, in charge of the combined company, and I would become CTO, and we would be manufacturing our products and distributing them from the US. We went to California, we signed the deal, we're very excited. This founder is gonna retire. I come back to the East Coast and like nothing happens for a couple of weeks. And I'm like, so finally I talked to the guy who was running the company, and he said, we've had a major blowout in the family. My father-in-law does not want to retire, so the deal is off. So anticipating this deal, I hadn't gone out and raised additional funding. You know, I had just been waiting for it to close. So we were out of money. We had a board meeting to figure out what to do next. And one of the board members who had invested in us as a medical company got on the phone because he wasn't physically there, he was in California. And he said, so Beth, I hear that the deal fell through and you're gonna figure out what to do next. And I said, yes, I think I want the board to approve selling the company. He goes, well, before you do that, we're closing our fiscal year in our fund, and I'm not an interactive entertainment fund, I'm a medical fund. So I'd like to sell my shares. And I said, we don't have very much money. He goes, well, how much have you got in the bank right now, Beth? And I said, $5,000. And I started to say to him, but Tim, you know, Microsoft's coming in 2 weeks and maybe we'll sell the company. And he goes, you're a very optimistic young lady, but I need to do what I need to do. And one of my other board members kicked me under the table and took over and said, right, Tim, what are the terms that you want on your deal? I'll write them down, we'll sign them and fax them to you. So for $2,500, he sold back around 40% of the company, thus ensuring that all of the employees and the other investors did almost twice as good in the exit that ensued, which we actually signed the transaction 2 to 3 weeks later because Microsoft handshook on a deal in their first visit. And, you know, the rest is history, right?